We are going to.
My eye bags before, this was me, and this is me today.
Dark spots used to be brutal. Now they're barely there.
My wrinkles were deep. Look at the difference.
I honestly didn't think
Rid
it
of this
could
so
do
we can
this,
have.
and it literally takes 2 minutes a day.
1 minute in the morning.
And 1 minute at night.
Super
They
easy.
obviously have an ad going on, but hey, look. So
Considered, it's actually
the
inexpensive.
big deal right now is you have a major storm going on. It's covering most of the United States of America.
There's only one product.
Not just the south, the east, or mid. Most storms are focused on the northeast, but we have a major storm going on.
Hey, welcome back to Fox Weather, your Winter Storm HQ. As we continue to move forward through this storm, we're actually working something up for you right here. We just got a new bulletin in from the Weather Prediction Center, portion of the Appalachians and into the Piedmont, Charlotte up toward Roanoke, over into southeastern parts of Kentucky, northeastern parts of Tennessee. The next 3 to 5 hours, they're concerned about the coverage and the intensity of the icing, which was always going to be the biggest threat with this storm. Look at what's playing out here. We saw this in the forecast models. You've got the wedge, that cold air working its way down off to the south and west on the east side of the Appalachians. All the while, you've got the moisture and that nose of warm air aloft, which is working in. So as they
Who
collide
cares
in the
about
spot
them?
that we
Who
just
cares
showed
about
you, the
them?
Weather Prediction
So
Center has
it's the
outlined,
first time
this is
they've
going to be
actually.
another area.
Not the first time, but they're actually experiencing what it's like to live in the Northeast. Me personally, I live in the Northeast. I live around the Philadelphia area, so I'm gonna get fucking hammered. 10 to 12 inches of snow, right? But they're worried about South Carolina and North Carolina. Like, these guys are gonna see rain, maybe some ice. That's not it. But in the Northeast, typically we get fucking
We get a
hammered every
considerable
time.
coverage of high intensity icing moving through the latter part of this evening, and that's going to continue through a big chunk of the overnight hours, allowing for big numbers of ice, like we're seeing in through here. That's the pink. We've got all the different National Weather Service radars on here, and the software in here, the computer's analysis of where that freezing rain is falling. That's the pink. And it's an increasing coverage of that.
Sure,
You get into
and we
some sleep
chose
right now.
pink
Looks like
because
in places like Nashville, back
we have to have a DEI map here. Give us a
toward
DEI map.
Memphis, and the snow is on the north side of that. All the while, you can follow that freezing rain to the Mississippi, across northern parts of Louisiana, and into East Texas. So just a major icing footprint. There's
Because God forbid they experience some cold weather down there. Like, fuck off. Like, living in the Northeast, we get the cold weather all the fucking time. Like, currently, right now, it's 13 degrees right now here where I'm at in the Northeast. 13 degrees. And the storm is supposed to start about 3 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Not tonight, but tomorrow. And it's going to last all fucking day. Now, I live in an area where I'm fucked. I'm going to be fucked. Now, I placed an Instacart order for extra food and water and stuff like that. So I should be good for 4 or 5 days. So we're talking about power outages. So I paused it. Yes, that's cool. But as the weather gets bad, the issues you might have to worry about is, do you want to continue running heat in your house? How much of an electricity bill do you want to pay next month? Or do you just want to have, like, I have a robe, I got several blankets. Like, right now, I'm in a t-shirt because my office, I have it heated, fully heated with a space heater behind me over here. And it's about 65 degrees in this room. My master bedroom got a heater in there, also heating it up. So when I'm done here tonight, I can go in there and just literally just go to bed. And I'm not going to have a problem. Now, if the electricity goes out due to the storm, I'm fucked. I'll be fucked. But I have several comforters that I can throw on the bed where I'll stay warm. Because your body heat underneath your comforters and your bed sheets will keep you warm all night. You should be good to go. I have coffee already set and prepped, ready to go tomorrow morning. So when I come in here tomorrow, I can get back on here and stream and play games and do what I need to do normally. So in the South and the Southeast, they're probably all just freaking out. They're freaking out. And if you were someone other than me, you saw the pictures and videos where all their grocery stores are wiped out and they're empty. And we laugh at that because, you know what? In the Northeast, we're used to these snowstorms and ice storms. And we're used to this shit. It's not a big deal. So down in the Southeast, all their stores are wiped out because, oh my God, it's going to be below 60 degrees. So we have to go and buy up all the milk, toilet paper, and I checked my toilet paper today. I got plenty of toilet paper to last me at least a week. I shit twice a day. So the not air conditioning, but the my toilet paper should be good to go. To see the people freaking out over the weather in the Southeast is crazy. It's crazy. Like, it's cold weather. It's going to happen. You deal with the cold. You have a few extra heaters going on. You kind of minimize your electricity. But to go out and empty all your fucking grocery stores is ridiculous. It's not COVID. It's not COVID, people. We're not dealing with COVID again. It's just cold weather. Like seriously. I remember when I was a kid, and now I'm 52. I'm 52, so I'm a little over a half a century old. When I was a kid and went to school, weather was crazy from mid-November all the way to like March. But it was cold as hell. So warm weather was only from the tail end of March all the way till the beginning of October. Now, warm weather is like the beginning of March all the way till almost the beginning of November. We could say global warming for that, but maybe we can't. But as a kid, when it snowed, we would have probably anywhere from 6 to 8 snowstorms a year during the winter. It was crazy. And the schools would give snow dates. Yeah, it was brutal. And, you know, you kind of would like, when you wake up in the morning, and we didn't have the internet then, so we had radio stations. So we had to wake up in the morning and get up at 6 o'clock, get a shower, get dressed, come down, have breakfast with your family, your mom, dad, your brother, sister, whatever. I just had a brother, no sisters. I had 3 sisters that were born, but they died at birth, unfortunately. So it was just myself and my brother. But we sit there in the morning, and we listen to a radio, and the radio would just randomly list off what schools had lates, closings, or openings. And our school was, and they did it by alphabetical. Yeah, they did it alphabetical. So the school I went to started with an A. That school district started with an A. It was Appoquinimink School District. And so they were first. So we knew right away if we had to get our fucking ass down the driveway and get ready for the bus. Now, my dad owned 16 acres of land, and the driveway was about 500 feet long. And that's a long walk when it's like 10 degrees outside and there's snow. because my dad had to get to work. My mom stayed home. It's a different age back then. Moms stayed home. They were the caretaker. Dad went to work. You could afford everything on one salary. And we went to school. So we would have to go shovel the fucking driveway as we walked down to make room for my father to be able to drive out and go to work. And he drove. He worked an hour, little over an hour away from where we lived. So today, you guys act like, oh my God, 3 inches of snow is the end of the world. Like, fuck off. When you have to get up in the morning at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, you're shoveling 1 to 2 feet of snow for 500 feet to get to the end of the driveway so your father can get to work. Like, fuck off. You have no clue what the weather is like. You have no clue. Let's get back to this stream. Hold on, here we go.
Vandy in Nashville, 20 degrees. It feels like it's 13. I don't know if that's heated or if somebody shoveled. It's heated or somebody shoveled it. Yeah, you can see Vandy's logo. But yeah, it's an ugly look, unfortunately, as you've got some of that sleet working through, maybe a touch of snow and more icing that's going to be moving through Nashville over the next.
Look at this. You might see less than an inch of ice. Oh my God! A half an inch of ice. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. God forbid.
Hours too. So the top ice reports, that one right there, I think that's a few hours old, and eyebrows went up with that one. 3/4 of an inch of ice. Idabel in Oklahoma, right there. Southeastern parts of Oklahoma. That's a place where they had a tornado last year. Terrible tornado that we tracked on Fox
Nobody cares
Weather
about tornadoes.
back in,
This is snow and ice.
2022. And then into Texas, now multiple reports of
A half an inch of ice. Oh my God.
These are the types
God
of
forbid.
numbers where tree limbs come down on power lines. Power lines come down with a decent amount of wind, and we still have a ways to.
And I pause him because that's this particular storm. This is what the major problem is going to be. It's mostly ice. It's moving north and north and north and north. This entire storm front is moving more north. So what most of us are going to see is ice. And ice is heavy. So this will land on power lines. And power lines can hold up to about 25 to 50 pounds. Once those power lines get past about 50 pounds, they'll start snapping. And you might run out of power. So you can go out and get all the food you want to prepare for the storm, but are you prepared for a power outage? I've got candles, I've got flashlights, I've got pocket heaters, I've got hand warmers, I got 24 packs of water. I'm good to go. So I'm ready to go. Did you prepare for this? Do you have the items ready and available in case your power goes out for, I don't know, 3 days? Because it could happen. In the Northeast, this happens a lot. When it gets really cold, we have these storms come through. If a major storm rolls through, we can go without power for 2 to 3 days. Can you imagine that? Oh my God. You don't have access to the internet on your phone? Oh my God. Oh my God. You can't access the internet. You can't go to TikTok or Instagram or X or YouTube. Oh my God, yeah, it's so bad. It is so bad that you can't access the internet. But you know what? Those of us who've been around since before the internet existed, we're going to be like, okay, yeah, whatever, man. Nope. It's all right, man. It's no big fucking deal. We're going to light a candle. We're going to read a book. We're just going to read a fucking book. You know, it's not a big deal. Go take a shit and then come back and read a book in the bed with 3 comforters and stay warm. But people that are born after I don't know, 2005, if you're in your 20s or less, you're probably like, oh my God, this is the worst event that has ever happened in my life. And I find it hilarious.
Yeah, we're going to add to these numbers
It's hilarious.
in a considerable way, working through what's left of this storm. Mississippi, these are the places where we're still closer to the beginning than the end, as I mentioned. More of this moisture is starting to pivot its way in. You've got some spots already that are up to 1/4 of an inch. We're going to be adding to those numbers. We do have Brandy in Oxford, Mississippi, so we'll show you those scenes as we move forward through the evening.
Okay.
As this storm sweeps across the country, we were just talking about it. Ice is going to be the biggest concern. That's going to be
Ice.
the culprit for what we're expecting to be.
And they're talking about ice as in frozen water, not the ICE group that is eliminating all the illegal immigrants, okay? For all you fucking liberal, soft-ass pieces of shit, they're talking about ice, frozen water. Okay.
Widespread power outages. Joining us now is Travis Houston with the Dallas Emergency Management Agency. Thanks for being here with us.
This is
on
great.
Fox Weather. What are your biggest
I find this great because I've been through so many of these in my life, and a lot of us have, especially up in this area, the Northeast. We've been through so many storms, and then to see all of you guys in the South and Southeast deal with this and then freak out over this, it's hilarious. Because we're sitting back like 2 degrees outside, no problem. Power's turned off, no problem. We're good to go. I'm going to go read a fucking book. I'm just going to go chill and take a nap. When all you guys in the South and Southeast are probably freaking out, and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's the end of the world. I can't do this anymore. It's too fucking cold. Oh my God, I don't have access to the internet. Oh my God,
across the
losers.
Dallas metro area. And what
Right?
can be done to prepare
Stop
when you're in
it.
such a complicated storm like this with multiple different kinds of precipitation?
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for having us on. Our biggest concern is impacts to infrastructure, as always. So, you know, we have already seen today impacts to travel infrastructure. We've been fortunate so far to not see a lot of major impacts to the power infrastructure, but we do expect that through this storm we are going to see some. And so for us, it's you know, we're out of the preparedness phase, and since yesterday we've been in full-on response mode, and so it's our ability to identify those issues and react to them immediately and work with our partners to get problems resolved.
What have the numbers been like so far? Because we're still, again, in the earlier part of this. You move out I-20 and you get into some of those bigger icing numbers. Have folks been staying home? Are there a lot of calls that have come in so far?
No,
We've seen, you know,
no, because they're all idiots and they don't know how to deal with this kind of weather. So there's going to be a lot of fatalities in the South and Southwest, Southeast, not Southwest. South and Southeast, a lot of fatalities on the roads because no one knows how to drive in this shit. Because they don't do the research and learn how to drive in ice or snow. And they're going to be freaking out because there's no internet service because, you know, they might be in a power outage.
a fair
Just saying.
number of accidents today, but by and large, most people in Dallas have heeded our recommendation and have been staying home and kind of hunkering down. That being
Good.
said, you know,
Good.
it has anyone that's out right now can expect to see travel impacts in Dallas.
Yeah, clearly out on the roads, and we've seen what's been going on.
It's
over
not
at
going to
the
start
airport.
here in the
Really,
Northeast
really
until
rough
about
day
3
at
o'clock in the
DFW.
morning.
What would be your
which
main
is
message to
6
residents
hours
moving
from-
through,
5.5 hours from
the
now.
rest of it? What can they do on their end to help get through this safely?
I think the biggest thing that you can do is if you don't have to leave the house, stay home, hunker down.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what they're all going to tell you. If you don't need to go out, don't go out. I get it. If you need to go to work or something like that, maybe call work ahead of time, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't need to go out, don't go out. You knew this was coming. The weather reports were there at least 7 to 10 days in advance. So you knew it was going to happen. So you could go prepare for everything days in advance and be ready for today and tomorrow. If you're not, you're a fucking idiot. But if you don't need to go out, don't go out. But anyway, there will still be people that go out and cause problems for everybody else.
Make sure you keep dripping your pipes. The last
Every
thing you
day.
want is as it warms up,
All
you
the
start
time.
seeing a lot of pipes burst. And then if you can, check.
Pipes burst. So you just talked about that. So right now it is we're at 12 degrees. So anything below freezing, you should, before you go to bed, turn a sink on somewhere in your house. Doesn't matter which one. Just pick one and turn it on and use the hot water. Just trickle it. Don't let it stream. Trickle it. Just enough for some water to come out, because that'll prevent your pipes from freezing. If you don't do this, your pipes will freeze, and the next morning when you wake up and go to run water, you may have your pipes might burst on you, and that's hundreds of dollars of repair work. And you can prevent that by just, before you go to bed, just slightly turning it so just a slight trickle comes out, so water is constantly running through your pipes, so it won't freeze and burst in the morning. So run water.
On your neighbors, make sure that if
Run water.
there's an elderly person in your neighborhood that might be alone, make sure they're doing okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
So
great advice right there. I was just looking.
if you
at
live in a
curiosity
neighborhood and
for,
your next door neighbor
DFW
is an
in
elderly
Dallas. Look,
person,
the
check on
numbers
them.
up
Are they
to,
okay? Do they have everything they need?
1,662
They need some
canceled
food.
flights.
They need some
80% of
water.
flights on the schedule canceled.
Remind them
So to your point,
trickle their
they're
water.
canceled for a reason. If you
Be
don't
a
have
human
to be
being.
out in that, please
You know,
don't be.
don't just think
Travis
about
Houston,
yourself.
Deputy Director of Dallas Emergency Management. Thanks for being here with us.
On the right and left of my house, on the right side of me, I have a guy who's in the military. On the left side, I have a retired military sergeant. So I got the Army on both sides of my house, so I don't need to tell them shit. They've literally come over to me today and told me, hey, look, do this, do that, this afternoon before I got on here and streamed. So I'm good to go, but you may not be that lucky. So just make sure, if you live in a neighborhood, you have elderly people on either side of your house, go check on them, make sure they're okay, and just give us some ideas, okay, on how to
Thanks for having me on.
prepare for this
Also
weather.
going to be sprawling severe storms across the deep south tomorrow night. So we have everything enriched in this storm, right? This big old storm.
With this LG OLED from Best Buy,
Oh, we can't have weather without an
he
ad.
thinks he's in the Super Bowl.
Over 8.3 million self-lit pixels. I get it.
Just the perks of being a pro.
Shop Best Buy for great deals on LG.
Yeah,
With some of these
we can't have
areas
weather
that are
without
getting
an
on the
ad.
winter aspect. But then you think about the severe weather that we're watching play out here as well. Notice that behind me we have Birmingham, Alabama. That's going to be one of the places that we watch into tomorrow, and especially across the south parts of Alabama that are under this level 2 out of 5 for severe weather. Here's the thing. We have some warm air coming in off of the Gulf that's going to add to the unstable atmosphere. Those winds drawing in that warm air out of the Gulf. So this is going to be an area where we actually watch the opportunity for wind shear to take shape. We can see some moderate wind shear, meaning that this supports the idea of severe weather as well.
These
as
guys
even
in New Orleans
supporting
are playing
the
hockey.
idea or can lead to some tornadoes. When we
They're
have
playing
winds
hockey
moving
in New
different
Orleans.
directions
I
and
love it.
speed within the atmosphere,
They won a hockey
that is going to
team.
be one of the top things that we
Go
watch
Flyers,
play
by
out.
the way. We beat
Nonetheless,
Colorado
we could see
last
some
night,
strong
7-3.
winds out of this too. We look at
Owen
that wind
Tippett
threat
with
right
the
now,
hat trick.
damaging winds over
Yes, sir.
60 miles per hour, set to push
I'm gonna grab
into
a
some of
smoke.
these
I'll be right
areas
back.
from Louisiana, New Orleans.
I'm gonna leave this
Mobile,
up for you guys. I'll be right
Alabama,
back
towards
taking a
southern
smoke.
Georgia, Valdosta, and down towards Tallahassee. As we get into tomorrow, here's how things are going to play out. So it's going to be the latter half of the day. We have this level 2 out of 5 for a tornado risk, meaning that any supercell that kind of pops up does have that opportunity to rotate, and we could see tornadoes as a result because of those winds that are crashing through. As we look at things, I think the main area that has a lot of the storm energy does happen to be southern Georgia, out towards southern Alabama, and into the panhandle of Florida. So this is an area that I want you to watch very closely over the next day or so for that severe weather threat, albeit we're talking about a massive winter storm.
Yeah, Kiana, folks are like, what are you guys talking about? It's plausible that you could have damaging winds in the southern part of Mississippi or an isolated spin-up tornado and an inch of ice in the northern part of the state. crazy to say, but it speaks to the dynamics of the storm. There's some cameras from up north, so folks are saying the same thing in the north. What are you guys talking about? It doesn't snow around these parts anymore. Until it does, and this storm will be bringing snow right up the I-95 corridor. So these cameras will look very different come tomorrow. In the Big Apple, Mayor Zoran Mamdani is warning New Yorkers we may see up to about a foot.
This will not just be snow. This storm will also bring with it intense cold, a prolonged period of frigid temperatures that will last through the next week. Frankly, it will be colder than any sustained period that New York has experienced in about 8 years. But New York, whatever comes for it, this city is ready.
Yeah, that's the right point right there. It was 9 degrees at Central Park this morning, coldest morning in 3 years' time, and there's a renewed push of Arctic air that follows all the snow. But let's talk about what to expect as we move forward through the short term. You got the winter storm warnings up across the board. Cold air that precedes the storm, and that's what we've been lacking in storms past that have ended up being kind of a bust as they've started as mixed precipitation and wrapped up with a little bit of snow. This one's going to flip the script and go backwards. It's going to start as this wallop of snow, maybe finish up as some sleet right at the end, and that process happens a little bit more quickly south to north. So DC, you see late morning hours, you're getting to some of those ice pellets, the sleet in the mix. A little bit later into the early afternoon, Philly, and then later into the evening, New York. I think Boston dodges it altogether. You keep this all snow, and it will be a whole lot of it. You see this forecast, this swath in through here, maybe up toward 1.5 feet, Boston metro area. The ice stops somewhere about the mid-Atlantic. You get up toward the Delmarva Peninsula, but a place like Richmond, be on the lookout. You've got a mix of both snow and considerable ice in your forecast. That's going to make a mess. There you go, across the Boston metro. Some areas that may exceed 1.5 feet. Did want to show you Richmond quickly. Later on this evening into the overnight, you get that burst of snow. The ice moves in early part of the day tomorrow. And more than 6 million people across the Atlanta metro area are under an ice warning. It's been causing major travel hazards that could last for days.
Moving into Fox weather, several semi-trucks and cars were involved in a major crash along I-55. This was in Missouri. No word yet on any injuries, but we'll bring you the latest information as we get it here at Fox Weather. Travel, it isn't looking too much better, especially at some of the major airline hubs either. We're looking at several delayed flights right now. So far throughout the lifespan of this storm, we've seen over 23,000 flights that have been disrupted. So if you don't have to travel, certainly stay home. If you can change your flight, that would be your best bet, unless you want to sit in disruptions like this. Dallas topping the list right now, more than 1,500 flights so far today that has either been canceled or delayed. Chicago, Charlotte, down towards Atlanta. We've been seeing it all, and the big active part of this is that all these flights are likely getting delayed or canceled because they're being de-iced. So this is a big deal. We're going to continue to watch it through the course of today and the course of the entire storm. As we bring up the misery map for you here, Dallas, that red dial pushed all the way up. Atlanta, major hub for Delta, seeing a lot of the delays too. Even an area as far east as New York City is starting to see delays, and the storm hasn't even emerged across the I-95 corridor just yet. Next couple of days, this is what we're looking at. Dallas, more than 1,600 flights have been canceled for the next couple of days, next 2 days or so. Atlanta, DC, you're having these mountain counts, cancellations, and delays.
Yes, sir.
As the storm unfolds.
Hello.
Here at Fox Weather, we'll have all the details for you after this break.
All the details after.
Stay tuned to get this 5-piece bakeware set, a $60 value, absolutely free. Tired of that pan that always sticks? It's so scratched and worn, you can't cook in it.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my new hammered pans from Gotham Steel.
Well, let me
This
skip it.
complete 9-piece set is guaranteed to beautify your kitchen like never before.
Gosh, what I love most about this design is this hammered copper look. It would just look so fantastic hanging in my kitchen.
Wow, this is a beautiful
I
pan.
can't
Looks
skip the
great.
ad.
Look at those
It's crazy.
dancing
Hold on.
around in there. I tell you, I'm sold. Where do I get these? I love them.
I'm sold too. I'm sold too.
Nothing sticks.
This is like a great
Mac and
pan.
cheese slips out
Look at
with
that.
ease. And look, these sticky candies
That makes me
melt with a
hungry.
torch.
Holy
No
Lord.
match for hammered pans. Plus, they're super durable. So use metal beaters straight in the pan for a gourmet souffle
Now,
that
I'm
slips out and a pan that looks
keeping
just
track
like
of texts
new.
from my
They're
mother
even
because my
safe
mother
to
lives
500 degrees.
a little
So
bit
make homemade
about an
chicken
hour
broth,
north of
cheesy
me,
lasagna,
and up there they're gonna
big
get
chicken dinner.
probably
Any
6
recipe
more
is
inches
great in
of
these
snow
pans,
and
safe
ice and
homemade
whatever.
delicious desserts, and
And she's
delicate
concerned
fresh,
talking about her
nothing
electric
sticks.
company.
Plus
My
the
electric
price
company
safe,
here,
dishwasher safe,
it's a
BFO
co-op.
free.
So
Similar sets are over
if everybody does
$1,000, but
the
you
right
pay
thing
not
and they
500,
benefit,
even 300. Get the full
they
five-piece
manage
stainless
their
steel
electricity
hammered set for just
well
five
enough,
payments of $49.99.
then the
And
benefits
shipping
come
is
back on
free.
you
But
as a
order now
user.
and
So
we'll
my
drop one
electricity
payment
bills
at just
are,
4 payments
even
of
in the winter, are
$49.99.
usually
And
around
we'll
just
even
about
guarantee it for a
110
full
bucks.
10 years.
120
Plus,
bucks
you'll
at
include
most,
this
depending on how
free
cold it
strainer
gets.
and our five-piece
But
bakeware
pretty,
set
not
for
not
every
too
family
bad.
will ever need
And I've
to make
seen
delicious breads, cakes, and
some
desserts.
companies
Together,
where
these are
they have
$8 value,
electric
1%
companies, they're
free.
being
That's a huge
charged
15-piece set with free shipping.
$300 to $400 a month for electricity, and I'm like, oh my God, how? How? When the company I deal with is only charging $120 max a month, and that's manageable, you know?
Fetch covers that. Fetch provides the most complete pet insurance and pays you back
Why can't I get past this gill? This
up to 90% of pet bills. Vet visit for painful paws? Fetch.
We've opened our
There
water
we go.
shelters, and tonight
Got
and
past
throughout
all that.
this weekend, on through Monday, we'll be making sure that we take care of those folks. And you know, the weather patterns have said that it's going to be north, so we're making sure that we take heed to that. But all across the city, we're prepared.
Yeah, Mayor, I know you're keeping your residents prepared, folks across the country, watching the forecast there in Atlanta. You get the world's busiest airport, and sometimes as ATL goes, the region or the country goes. So best wishes. We appreciate you taking a couple minutes in what we know is a busy evening. It's the Mayor of Atlanta, Andre Dickens. Thank you.
Stay safe.
All right, as we continue to track this powerful storm, the Northeast bracing for impact. We've been checking in the nation's capital with Fox Weather correspondent Katie Byrne. She joins us now from D.C. Katie, I know it's cold, but you're in the phase where most folks off to your south and west, I'm looking at the snow shield, you got maybe a couple 100 miles that snow arriving. Are folks ready for this to move on in?
We are officially on snow watch, and it feels like most people made those preparations really in the last couple days. We know the city, their DPW actually started pre-treating roads as early as Thursday. So of course this is a storm people have been talking about for what feels like a full-blown week at this point. And everyone that I've met today knows the storm is coming and has been telling me all about the snacks that they were able to salvage at the grocery stores, which were slim pickings in some places, especially across the DMV. We've been talking to people about what's coming here.
We get kind of lucky here is
freezing rain and sleet. So that could cut down on the totals that DC does end up seeing, but
we get kind of lucky where I live. So I have a particular co-op energy. So with the energy, they constantly send out emails. Hey, look, the weather's going to be kind of rough this week. If you guys can kind of minimize the amount of electricity you spend, lower your thermostat, blah, blah, blah. It lowers the rates. The less electric usage, the less rates they have to throw out. And at the end of the year, you get a rebate check. Every quarter you might get a rebate check. And I usually get anywhere from 80 to 120 bucks back every quarter, because everybody is kind of working as a community to lower the rates, as opposed to most electric companies who are just fuck you and charge you during the winter $300 to $400 a month. Like, so the highest, again, the highest I've paid is 120, maybe 130 was the most I paid during the winter time. And it's about
places like Virginia,
having a great electric
potentially
company.
Catastrophic based on
It's a
could
co-op
unfold
company.
here if we see
So
these
any
elements,
opportunity
potentially
to
create
switch
really
from your
dangerous
current
conditions
electric
on the roads.
to a
That's why
co-op
that
company
pre-treating is
would be the
underway.
best
city's
thing you
Department
could
of Public
possibly
Works,
do
they
for
say that
yourself.
at the height of the storm, they plan to have at least 800 employees and at least 300 pieces of equipment out there trying to keep up with the snow. But locals say it really doesn't take much to create really dangerous conditions out here in DC.
People don't know how to handle like 2 inches of snow in the DMV area, and it's not that hard. It's really not. You just gotta hold your wheels steady when you're driving if there's ice.
We are hearing warnings from officials that just when the snow ends doesn't mean that the dangers are over. They're warning people to prepare for days of power outages because of the cold temperatures that will move into places like DC in the coming days. Monday, we could see record lows, and of course, anything that's left over on the ground as far as the snow could freeze and then weigh down power lines, tree limbs, and lead to outages here.
Yeah, no shit.
Katie, it's a really
So,
good point.
like,
It really is.
what everybody has to know when you're dealing with really, really cold and a lot of ice is that these power lines are only constructed to handle so much weight. So if there's a lot of freezing rain and a lot of ice builds up on power lines, they can only handle about 25 pounds, maybe up to 50 pounds. At the extreme most, 50 pounds. So anything over 50 pounds... will cause the power lines to snap, or the actual power towers, what looks like a tree, to fall. To fall and snap, and you're without power. So if you think that's happening, just be prepared for a power outage, because that's what's going to happen.
Punch. It's kind of a combo as you've got the snow, then the sleet, and all that cold to follow. Katie, that's a scene that'll look different later on this evening. We'll be checking back with the Katie Byrne in DC. Thank you. Power outages, those are mounting across the south. Grid buckling some under the weight of this ice-covered nightmare developing. Those numbers are continuing to climb.
So is this saying how many power outages there are already? So it's already started. So this is live. This is not delayed. This is live. Every time I pause, it slows it down. But in Texas, 30 to 50,000 power outages already.
On radar, that coverage of
That's
freezing
crazy.
rain
They're probably going nuts
Stick
down
with
there
Fox
because
Weather
you're not
throughout
used to
the
this,
storm.
right?
We'll be on this
Other than
all night,
hurricanes.
riding out with you as the storm progresses, with crews spanning nearly the entire 2,300-mile track of this massive storm. Britta Merwin and Mike Emanuel, they're up after us starting at midnight. They're going to take you through until our morning team takes over. I think that's going to happen about 6 a.m. We're with you
There's some
every
places
step of
in
the way.
Arizona who
More
already
Fox
have
Weather
over
straight
a
ahead.
foot of snow. Imagine that. That's crazy. A foot of snow in Arizona.
Look, mold like this could be hiding in your house.
Where during the summer you might face 120 degrees, but in Arizona right now they have over a foot of snow.
Now there's a simple spray
That's
that dissolves
crazy.
mold on contact. Lift deep into crushing.
Get pet. I can't skip these ads because
Within 2 power packets and a spray
I'm
bottle
gonna
for
get
just $29.90.
hopefully up to date. There we
if
go.
They had this game going on in Foxborough. I feel like we got cheated a little bit, but guess what? Unfortunately for you as a Patriots fan, I think that the Broncos are going to keep this game very close. I think you guys win by a field goal, but I think you're going to have some
Patriots
nervous
and
white
Broncos. I
knuckle
think
blows down
New
the
England's going to win that game, by the way.
Not counting any chickens. They got to go there.
Can you
find out
imagine
what
that
the job
New
to
England
do.
has
And
been
in fairness,
this good
it'll give
without
you some
Tom
solace.
Brady? They're
There
back
will be
after a
some
couple
frozen
years
sheets.
of
The feels like temperatures
just
in Denver
shitty
tomorrow
seasons,
are like
and now all of a
4,
sudden
during
they're
the game.
Hey,
So-
look,
one of the
I'm
best in the
also
league.
a Titans fan, so I'm jealous of anybody that gets to watch winning football
Uh,
at this time of year.
Yeah. So how can you be a multiple team fan? Like
that could have been
you're
the one.
if you
I know
li-
said
if
the
you're in
DVD
Tennessee,
of the
you should
Brady
only be
era
a Tennessee
pass.
Titans fan.
That's kind of what made that
You should be
team
no
initially
other
beginning
team you're a
the
fan of.
dynasty, seeing some of those memorable
Otherwise,
games in
you're
snow.
not an NFL
We'll see
fan.
a little bit tomorrow.
You're
But
just
Clay
a
Travis,
fucking wannabe.
Founder of Outkick. Fabulous to have you here with us on Fox Weather. And if it's cool, I think we're going to stick with Middle Tennessee Fox Weather Bureau.
There's one person saying, okay, why does radar say it's been snowing here for 3 hours, but not a single snowflake has dropped?
The Snow Czar, we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Yeah, so sometimes you got to think like the weather,
You talked about
the Weather
like
Channel
temperatures
and
at
weather
4. It's
alerts
been
are
dangerously
false
cold.
sometimes.
This area across the country has been seeing some of the most colder temperatures that we've seen so far this season, and the temperatures
We got
are still gonna plunge
snow-nados.
after this
Snow-nados.
storm. Cold weather alerts, they stretch
Snow
from plains all the way
tornadoes.
into the northeast.
We would call them
We're seeing
snow-nados.
snowfall in some of these areas. We had this play out in New York City and Brooklyn. this fire hydrant burst and the water froze. This is courtesy of one of our producers here at Fox Weather. Central Park, it clocked is cold.
Yeah, so this could happen to your house if you don't run your water.
9 degrees.
Just
So
a
it is
trickle.
cold
Just
no
a
matter
trickle.
where you look across the country.
Your pipes
We
could
look at some of
freeze,
the
and then when you
active alerts that are in
wake up
place.
the next
We
day
have
to
all
run the
of these
water,
cold
your
weather
pipe could
warnings,
burst
as
on
well
you.
as even some advisories
So
that are in
run your
place, too.
water overnight,
This
just
is
a
gonna be the
trickle.
case well into the latter half of the week. So this cold air, it's stuck in place. Any place that sees snow with this upcoming storm, or this ongoing storm, I should say, will likely still see that snow on the ground well into next week. We have over 100 cold, low temperatures that are expected as we go through the middle of the week. Notice that when we take a look at certain areas, you would almost think to yourself,
I have to laugh because it's like in the Northeast, we're used to this kind of weather. And then watching these people, what is it, Lawton, Oklahoma, forecast a low of 5 degrees. Oh my God. I'm sorry. 5 degrees? Welcome to cold weather. In the Northeast, we see negative degrees, okay? So, suck it up, baby.
no way
Suck
that
it up.
Texas or Oklahoma is going to see single digits starting us off into tomorrow morning. That is certainly the case. Midland, Texas, Lubbock, even Dallas starting the day off and
Anybody who's out there watching right now, like if let us know in the chat what the degree is. What's the temperature in your state right now?
in the teens.
I want to know.
Now, a lot of this will actually feel much colder as we go through the day because we do have some light winds that are pushing through. Bear in mind, I said light. 5 to 10, 10 to 15 mile per hour winds makes an area like Dallas with temperatures in the teens feel like 0 degrees. So it is going to be cold no matter how you slice it, no matter how I explain it to you. Most of the South, the Central Plains, will continue with the teens and single digits. You tack on that wind.
So Lubbock, Texas, -1 degree. Oh, Dodge City, what is that? Oklahoma? It's Kansas or Kansas City? I don't know. Oh my God, Lubbock, Texas is -1. Oh, suck it up, baby.
Still coming out of the north.
Suck it up.
That makes it feel significantly colder in several of these areas.
Suck it
You
up.
have a chance to see some records that are broken. A lot of them over 40 at Jeopardy. Dallas on the list, Austin on the list. You have Tulsa looking at a record low for Monday morning at 4 degrees. So it is going to be cold.
Poor babies.
Well beyond this storm system.
Poor
as it's
babies.
Well into the northeast. Speaking of the northeast,
Yeah,
I'll take you
and
there
then
because
here we go. Look at the Northeast, motherfuckers. So we got -6 in Boston, -15 in Burlington, New York, -6 in Buffalo, New York, -2 in Pittsburgh, Detroit, -7. That's not Northeast, but and Caribou, what's that up in Maine? -30. And you guys want to bitch and cry in the South and Southeast, like get a fucking
Look
rest.
at some of the temperatures that are already in place now as the storm is getting ready
Fuck
to
off.
emerge the I-95 corridor. Tomorrow morning, Duluth, you're starting off with feel-like temperatures at 33 below zero. So that is significantly cold. Limit your
Typical
time
day.
outdoors. We also see
Typical
some of these
day
temperatures
there.
below zero feel-like temperatures moving into parts of the Northeast. The I-95 corridor, it still will feel like single digits out there for you as well as the snow is steadily falling. Going through the
So the I-95 corridor is usually anywhere from Washington, D.C. all the way through Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York. That's the I-95 corridor. We don't care about anybody else to the south. So fuck Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. But the I-95 corridor is usually those states, the tri-state area, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, maybe even New York. Who
Today
knows?
we have Monday morning where we're looking at some of these colder feel like temperatures really settle in. Duluth, Minneapolis, all the way down to Chicago, feeling anywhere from 20 below to 41 below as that cold air still.
Now, go back a little bit.
Chicago.
Right here. So I get like Wisconsin, Minnesota, Duluth, Chicago, Detroit, Michigan. I get those states because they're usually cold this time of year, and they're being affected, and they're used to this. They're used to it, so they're not going to comply. They're not going to cry and complain as everybody in the South is going to cry and complain. Like, get used to it, motherfuckers. Move north, and get used to the weather.
Feeling anywhere from 20 below to 41 below as that cold air still rushes in from the north. The polar vortex definitely locked in place. It takes us well into the middle of the week with some of these cold temperatures too.
It's cold.
A rough look, Kiana.
Yeah, it's cold.
That's gonna do it for this hour of Fox Weather. We'll be with you all night, riding.
We are at 13 degrees here. 13 degrees.
After us, starting at midnight, they'll take you through the overnight until our morning teams arrive with more live coverage. Don't forget, you can download the Fox Weather app to stay up to date with the latest forecast. You can track the precipitation near you with the Fox Radar. We get more coverage after the break.
I remember when, like,
If you love traveling by air, it may be because of one word.
we're gonna lower that a little bit. I remember when I was a kid. God, I can't even give you the age, but I was in elementary school, middle school, probably in the early 80s. The early 80s, so 1980, not 2080, but 1980, so 46 years ago. Weather was a lot bad in the winter. Like, you had snowstorms left and right. There was constant snow. And you still went to school. If you had 2 to 3 feet of snow, you were lucky if you had a day off, if they closed the schools. Sometimes they would just say, all right, we're going to be an hour late or a 2-hour late opening. And you still had to go to school. And I lived in the country, so my father, again, had a 500 feet driveway. So my brother and I, my brother who's 7 years older than I, we would have to walk down the driveway and plow and shovel it as we go to make sure my dad could get out with his truck to go to work an hour away up at DuPont. It was brutal. Like, you barely had snow days. You barely had snow days. You're like, 3 feet of snow? Pfft. Yeah. This could be an hour late. The bus will be there. You're still going to school. You literally had to get 5 to 6 feet of snow to get a snow date. Because, and the reason behind it, I still to this day feel like the reason behind that was because any snow dates would have to be made up at the end of the year. And the teachers didn't want to work any extra days after the end of the year. They wouldn't have to make any makeup dates. So they were like, make those motherfuckers come to work. Make those motherfuckers come to school. There's 3 feet of snow? Yeah, hour late. They can come to work. They can come to school. They're good. You know, it's a lot different back then. Today, because everybody's so soft, and is a pussy, that if there was at least a foot of snow, they would probably get an entire day of school off. And they wouldn't even call it a snow day. They wouldn't even make it up at the end of the year. Like, all right, they can't go. It's a foot of snow. It's 5 inches of snow. We're going to call it a snow day. We're going to give them a day off. Because of the pussies. It's a pussy day. Pussy day. Uh-oh. What happened? There we go.
Let's talk about it. One type is thermal or convective turbulence. This happens when the sun heats up the surface, making the air there warmer and more buoyant. That parcel of air rises into and mixes with falling cooling air to create competing up and down forces
it's cold, bro.
on the aircraft.
That's cold,
Wind
man.
shear. It's the change in speed or direction between two different air layers. And another usual suspect is frontal turbulence, where the edges of two large air masses collide, creating some bounce at that boundary.
That's
Stay
cool.
ahead of the storm
That's
with
cool, bro.
Fox
Thanks.
Weather. You can get travel alerts 24/7 right at your fingertips on the Fox Weather app, or
Fingertips.
watch us anytime, anywhere. on
And
your
it's like,
favorite
in
device.
the old days, you didn't have this. Like, I have a text message going on, but in the old days, you didn't have this. So,
Easy to read, it lights up.
in the old days, you didn't have this. You didn't have a cell phone. Like, I have a text message going on with my mother to make sure she's okay. But in the old days, you didn't have this. So, it was like you couldn't communicate with your family outside of your house. You couldn't. So as a kid, you had your entire family was inside of a house, but your grandparents, your aunts, uncles, cousins, you couldn't communicate with them unless you called them on the phone, and the phone was literally attached to the wall, right? Today's different. Like, everybody has this ease with the help of GPS where you can text and call everybody instantly. Back then, you didn't have that. And you suffered during these moments, whether it was a snowstorm, a hurricane, a tornado, whatever the case. World War III. Nobody would have ever been able to text anybody. There's a missile coming to my house. Yep. I'm dying. Hey, look out for a nuclear missile. You can't do that back then. Today you can.
That it's this small and it can work in such a.
It's different. It's so different. And God, I wish I had some of this technology back then. I really did.
Inflation Station with its rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Bullseye Pro puts the power of a full-size air compressor in the palm of your hand.
You mean this can actually do my tires and I don't have to go to that old pump thing?
And this ad is ridiculous because you can go to any retail store and get a tire inflator for like $15 and throw it in your car. So if your tire is low on air, you can just pull it out, plug it into your cigarette lighter or whatever USB port, and inflate your tire. They make this so ridiculous.
You do not. This will do it.
If you could get 4 tires, that's awesome. This little thing strong enough to put air on these low-profile tires.
All 4 of them if you'd like.
Okay. I want to put it about 42. That's my highway travel PSI.
Okay, 42. We'll pop it on there.
This guy has no idea what PSI is.
Just set it down.
So most PSI is 35. 34, 35, 36 is most PSI. So 42 PSI, he's blowing his tire too high.
And you don't have to babysit it. That will automatically shut off when it gets to the PSI.
What a nerd. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a smoke. Be right back. Enjoy the ad.
Jeez, that was so easy.
35 exactly.
35. Now, since we first started selling the Bullseye Pro, people everywhere have been using it to keep the things they rely on perfectly inflated. It's the smarter, faster way to fill anything with air.
Wow, that was easy.
It's amazing. It's really handy.
You set it and forget it.
I can't believe I can do this on my own.
Call or go online now and get the complete Bullseye Pro inflation system. All for the factory direct price of just $79.99. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. But to really inflate this offer, we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Call or go online to order now.
To order, call 1-800-403-9257 or go to getbullseyepro.com. So call 1-800-403-9257 or order online at getbullseyepro.com. Order now.
We asked women one simple question. What makes a man a gentleman?
A gentleman always pays for dinner. Always.
A gentleman looks like they put in some effort. They can't have just rolled out of bed.
A gentleman always holds open the door. It's just good manners.
A gentleman saves himself for marriage.
These days, being a gentleman can be challenging, but smelling like one, that's easy.
Wow. That's what a gentleman smells like, okay?
Yep, that's it. What are you doing tonight? If he smells this good, he's got my attention.
Gravite. Visit trygravite.com. Use the promo code on your screen to get 25% off.
Can I keep this guy?
trygravite.com.
Right now on Fox Weather, a dangerous winter storm blasting the country with heavy snow and crippling ice through the weekend. More than 240 million Americans across 40 states will feel some kind of impact from this 2,300 mile across storm. Power outages, those are already climbing. The number now, 140,000 plus customers now in the dark. And unfortunately, we're expecting that number to grow in a big way this evening and overnight. Good evening, everybody. Fox Weather's Ian Oliver here with Kiana Lewis this afternoon to continue our special coverage of this major winter storm. 20 states, 40% of the country, currently under a state of emergency in what is expected to be the biggest winter storm in a decade for some cities. Stay with Fox Weather throughout the weekend and beyond for the most comprehensive and up-to-the-minute weather analysis as this mammoth storm treks its way east into the second half of the weekend and beyond. We've got the Arctic air moving in behind this, which is equally problematic in some of these places that we're talking about where we're expecting the power outages. Let's get to it. Snow, freezing rain, sleet, slicing across the south, heavy snow, and that crippling ice. We've seen some, you could say, troubling ice numbers already through the earlier phase of this. Shamrock, Texas, 5 degrees, feels like it's 10 below. You got a northeast wind. It's blowing something by the camera. It looks like big snowflakes. Could be a little bit of sleet in the mix with that too. It's a mixed bag across the Lone Star State. Let's go to the radar and figure that all out. We've had this dip in the jet stream. This was a very important ingredient or component to the storm that we've been talking about for days now. This trough, it was an upper level low when it was back west of the Baja. It's opened up a little bit, although you can see it right in through there. That's bringing with it this tail of Pacific moisture and grabbing more of it off the Gulf. And we've just been looking at some of the latest analysis. Low-level jet is pumping up some of that warm, moist air right over the top of the Arctic air, which has moved in over the last 24 hours or so. That leaves us with a look like this. You've got snow both sides of the Red River and points north. You go down into Dallas where there's sleet, and some of the pink in through here, that's icing. Out on 20 East Texas, we've seen huge numbers. Those are about to grow considerably across northern parts of Louisiana, up into Arkansas and points east. We'll get into the icing threat in the southeast, a considerable one later on. In just
it's gotten kind of boring after a while. We're going to go into gaming.
We mentioned that there's more moisture moving its way into that drier spot. You've also got some of this icing back through here breaking out. That's going to bring mixed precipitation into Dallas. I know that the Mavericks have a game tonight at home. We've seen the scenes, what it looks like in Dallas. Both of the Dallas-Fort Worth and Love Field, the two airports.
We'll go back to Albion tonight, and just as a reminder, there's only 7 days left in a month. I have a goal of 50 followers. I'm at 16, so I need another 34 in 7 days, which is a lot. It's about 5 per day to try to hit that goal. And that's a combination of Twitch and Kick. Combination of Twitch and Kick. So we're going to move on to gaming.
What was happening in Nashville. Snow, sleet, they've had both of those. More of this icing, which is starting to work.
Yep, we're going to move into gaming. Wrong one. There we go. Into gaming. And yep, so it's not capturing the game.